All right, I hope you enjoyed the training so far on messaging and copywriting. In this video, I'm here to tell you, you can do this. Look, I know that, especially when it comes to writing, it's really easy to get writer's block and to get stuck in our head and to, judge and analyze and criticize our own writing so much. But I'm gonna give you some tips in this video to kind of get around that. First of all, just remember that, you're not writing your message for yourself, you're writing it for the other person. So if you get too stuck in your head, like judging your own template and overthinking your message and the quality of it, just realize that you're not the person to decide that. Just send it out to 100 people and see what they say. If you get 0 responses, then you know that you got to adjust that. If you get a couple good ones, then it's good. But ultimately, it's for the other person, so let them decide that. You got to try your best to not be emotional about this process and just kind of stay detached from it and just let the data tell you what to do, right? So if you're spending too much time thinking about if the message is good or not, what you can do is you can go back to the messaging principles training or check over the checklist. But ultimately, you just need to go send it and just see how the market responds. And that kind of goes for all marketing. A lot of times I've put a piece of content out there that I didn't think was going to do well and it did, and then vice versa. So we don't really know how our market's going to respond. So best to just go get on with it. Some exercises you can do though, if you're finding that this copywriting is a little bit awkward at the beginning and you're getting a little bit stuck, there's a couple things you can do to get yourself out of that. One thing is you can do maybe a quick walk or a quick meditation. Anytime I'm kind of getting too stuck, like overthinking or analyzing something, that's usually what I do is I'll just go outside for a quick walk, kind of clear my head, get grounded. Or even if it helps you, do like a meditation. Just spend 5 or 10 minutes just doing some deep breathing, and that actually gets you out of your head. And if you do a regular meditation of just like sitting there focusing on your thoughts, then that's not going to help. But I mean actually doing like deep breathing, because that's going to help you get out of your head and more into your body. Another tip I can give you is to just write first and analyze later. This is one of the tips that's helped me the most with writing in general, is don't try to judge your writing so much as you're writing it. Just kind of get your thoughts out there, get your ideas out there. And then after you have everything out there, then you can go edit it, analyze it, move it around. But I find sometimes that with brainstorming, we just need to kind of get it out there, and it's better to just analyze it later and then decide what should be in there and what shouldn't. So remember, just write first just to get the process started and get your wheels turning, and then analyze it later when you're editing it. Another thing is to look at other marketing for inspiration. So what I do is in my Gmail, I have a folder for good emails, okay cold emails, and then awful cold emails. That's where I pulled the examples from. So if I'm ever stuck writing something, I'll just go to the good cold email folder and I'll look at the good pitches I've received, and that might give me some ideas. And you can do that with all your marketing. Like if I'm trying to write a piece of content and I'm getting stuck, I can maybe look at some other people in my industry and see what they're posting to get some ideas. So yeah, whenever you're stuck, it's always great just to see like what else is out there, and you might find some good ideas that way. Hopefully that'll help you. And if you're having a hard time kind of keeping a positive mindset, what you can do is kind of maybe do a visualization exercise where you imagine your prospect. I think sometimes what trips us up in sales is we're thinking that we have to sell, we're thinking that it's all about us. But if you kind of can keep your mind focused on the other person and helping them, you'll be a lot more motivated. And this will also help you with putting the work in, right? So if you're feeling maybe unmotivated or lazy one day to send out messages and to contact some people that you want to work with, then just like take a few minutes, close your eyes, and just imagine either maybe a past client that was super happy, super successful after working with you, or just imagine any imaginary client, and how much better their life or their business could be after you've helped them, right? Just really try to visualize all the details of it, what that could be like for them. And that could definitely get you more motivated, more in the right state to go out and help people. Because ultimately that's what you're doing in sales, is you're helping people, you're serving people, you're solving problems for other people. So if you're getting a little bit stuck, or if you're just kind of feeling demotivated in general, try to keep your focus back on that, and that can get you in the right state of mind to go take action. And also for those of you out there thinking like, oh, I'm not a writer, or oh, I didn't work at a big agency, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. As I told you earlier in the course, I don't have any fancy marketing degree. I actually dropped out of school, when I was 19 to work full-time in sales. So if you're thinking like I need to have a fancy marketing degree, or I need this or this, you definitely don't. If you're thinking like, oh, I'm not very tech savvy, you also don't need to be tech savvy. As you can see, the softwares that we use like Apollo and LinkedIn, they're really, really straightforward. And even if it takes you a little bit to get the hang of the softwares you're using, you'll get the hang of it really quick. Don't worry about it. And I'm definitely not very tech savvy. I actually can't even really change a light bulb. So if I'm not very tech savvy and I can do all this, then you can do it too. Not only do I not have a marketing degree, but I also never worked for a big agency. So I didn't really learn like professionally and formally how to do this stuff. It was mostly just a lot of trial and error, which I'm helping you guys skip. But again, yeah, you don't need to worry like about your own skills or doubt yourself if you haven't worked at a big agency or went to school for marketing, because you don't need that. You have everything you need in this course, so you just got to really make sure you understand this, follow that, and you'll be all good. Also, I mean, the first cold email I ever sent was really, really bad. So even though I showed you guys a lot of examples of our work, you know, when I first sent a cold email maybe 5 years ago, when I started my first business of my own, you know, it was like so long. It was like literally this long. I think I sent it out to maybe 200 businesses and got 0 replies. I was very deflated. But just through trial and error, improving my skills, practicing, then I got much better at it. So again, don't worry if that happens to you. If your first couple goes of this isn't great, then just know that you can push through it. And also, again, you know, just back to not doubting ourselves, like even if you don't think of yourself as the best writer, you know, I wouldn't say I'm the best writer either. I mean, I've definitely had a lot of practice with it, but like my grammar isn't very good. I don't think I did very well in English class growing up. So again, it's just all through practice and building the skill. You just got to do it and you're going to get way better at it over time. Plus we have loads of templates and frameworks in the course that'll help you kind of get off the ground. So I hope that's some motivation for you, and let's get to it. I'll see you in the next lesson.